Okay, just making sure you guys can see him okay. Doesn't look too bad in the camera, so we'll continue. I'm going back to my marker, and we're going to try and form a little mustache. We're already starting to form the mustache here. You can see where these deep lines underneath the nose. All right, make sure you have enough clearance on the nose. The nose should be about half on the face, half off the face. So you don't want it to stick out too far and undercut it too much because it just doesn't look natural. So what you want to do from this point is figure out about how wide you want your mustache. Do you want it could come really wide, or you can make a little tiny one. All right. What I think I'm going to do on this guy is just keep them pretty straight since it's just a tutorial. Like that. All right. And we'll probably come down here about like that. We won't give him anything too fancy, it's just your first basic walking stick, so you get the gist, right? Get the idea for that. Now right here we can take that wood out by stop cutting with a big chisel. I could score it with my detail knife and then take the wood out from underneath it to make the mustache stand out. Alright, or you could use a V-tool. Alright, it's up to you. If you want a quick way to do it, let's do it with a V-tool. I'm going to find my mallet, my V-tool, and I'm going to come right to the center here. Alright, cut underneath there. If it's not deep enough, you might feel like taking another pass. Okay. Take that out, come over to the other side. This is where my arm gets in the way, I know, but first side you should have saw pretty good clear. Just like that. Right, so I'm coming right off to the side of the wood here. Alright, and then we could cut in a little bit there. Later on, that'll really make that mustache stand out. Okay, so that's all we're doing there. We left ourselves in the center. We left ourselves some room for a lip if we want to put a lip on them or not. Sometimes you just run the hair right up into there, and on the smaller carvings, you don't even need a lip. And it looks pretty neat. I'm going to take the V-tool and clean up this hairline a little too, give myself a little more room for eyebrows. Take it over to the side a little more. Okay, same over here. Notice how I start in the middle and then go out to the sides, right? It's a lot easier than trying to go all the way across, right? So whenever you're doing that, try and start in the middle. Work your way out to the side, right? I could do the same thing if I want to split the eyebrows. I like to do that with a gouge, all right? But right in the center here, you just run that gouge straight up in there, and that'll separate the eyebrows later on. Like sometimes I might come in the corner here, run the V-tool across, give myself a little bit more right in the corner and then out. A little bit more depth in there. Okay, see how he's starting to shape up? You can almost see what he's going to look like. Alright, from there we got to take some wood out from underneath that mustache a little bit more now that we formed it. Probably go back to a flat chisel for this one. Now you can do it by hand, like I said, or you can use your mallet. And my mallet is just a big wooden mallet. I didn't even buy it at the store. It was just an old antique wooden mallet that I picked up actually at a flea market, but it's a good heavy one. Always undercut that. Stop cut it. If the wood doesn't come out, just re-stop cut. All I'm doing is taking some wood out from underneath there to make that mustache stand out. Okay. And we're trying to keep it high in the center, right? And then fan it out that way. Okay. Now you'll notice on this piece of wood too, the deeper I get, the lighter it'll get. Alright. So when all the surface wood is off, this will be really white. Kind of hard to stay out of the camera and get a good push on it. I could use my mallet and save myself a lot of work. Now you see all these little chips here? If I really want to clean those up, Just make sure you don't push too hard and break your mustache. What I'd do is I'd come in again with my mallet and use the chisel to really deepen that mustache. So I'm gonna come here and deepen my stop cut because it's giving me a hard time removing. So butterfingers. I'm just running my chisel down through that. Now I can just tap up to that. So, okay. Don't pop out. Whack it again. Okay. And over here on the corner. And just till about you get the depth that you want. Okay. Now on the sides over here, what I like to do to get these cheeks to form a little bit better, you can do the same thing. I could invert my chisel and come up at an angle that way. This one's already coming up at a pretty good angle, but you want your mustache to stand out when we want to score down the sides of it. Alright, so what we're going to do is start a hairline up here so we have something to go by and frame the face a little better, and then we'll do the outside of the mustache. What I'm going to do is go back to my marker and show you what I mean. And probably right about here, right? Because he's not that big, like I said. And here,